We are testing out the Shakespeare Catch More Fish box. And in this box, it includes power baits, which have 5-inch watermelon shaky worms and 6-inch pumpkin seed lizards. It also includes a green deep diving crankbait and has an assortment of grubs, hooks, jig heads, and weights. Originally, this item is worth $13, but I found it on clearance for $6. Let's go find out whether or not this thing is truly worth it.
All right, well, we are now gonna try this thing out in my honey hole. Now, granted, it might be a little skewed here because I know I can catch fish in here, but I have yet to catch any big fish in my honey hole. So we're gonna give this a shot. Let's crack it open. You guys did see what was inside. I do have stuff tied on already. I have, this is almost like a bladed jig, it almost turns any jig into like a spinner bait, which I have tied on. I have that tied on. I do have a Texas rig tied on. I think these are just little 2-aught hooks here. Have my own tied on. It's the same hook. Got some grubs. They're 2-sized grubs here, and then the power baits. So we're gonna try out my goal is, I actually had a question a long time ago if I ever plan on doing like challenge videos, and I said no, just purely because that's not necessarily what I want to do per se, in the sense of like have this pressure of trying to catch something, and if I don't catch something on it, I feel like I had a little, like, you know, a failure, right? But my hope is that I catch something on everything in this pond. It's been really warm. Today's high is going to be in the high 80s today. It's really warm. But first things first, we're gonna try out the crankbait. I have not had anything really bite crazy well on moving baits in here. So we're trying this out. One thing I've noticed with this lure already, and I was gonna throw up a B-roll on it, but I'll just kind of show you guys here. You guys can't really tell. First of all, the hooks are tiny. I don't know how well you guys can see. The hooks are tiny, but also one of the hooks is bent. So I don't know how well that's gonna have great hookup ratio. But I have not had any great luck with moving baits in here. But I think we're in full, like, this is like late spring, or like deep into spring.
Hey everyone, Zach Finds Fish here. Before we get too deep into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Over 91% of you guys enjoying the content have not clicked that button. And if you do, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, everyone.
Unfortunately, I think this runs too deep. Yeah, okay, so I'm just scooping something up every time. So we're gonna try this again. I don't know what it's necessarily called. I don't know even if I tied it on right. Yeah, right here. So you can take this jig head off and put another style jig head, whatnot, and you may basically make it into a spinner bait, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna try this out. All right, but this is honestly, I have the most hope for this right here. I'm really shocked I haven't even gotten a hit. This water feels like bath water right now. I bet these fish are hot now. Oof. I think my honey hole something doesn't feel right about my honey hole, man. Whether the fish died or they've moved out somehow, or they've been eaten. Nothing has felt right, really. I mean, last time I was here, I did catch, none of the bass were, all of them had to have been around a half a pound, if that. All right, well, I'm gonna try the chartreuse out. Chartreuse and white jig head. I feel like I've had a lot more luck with chartreuse than anything else recently. I had maybe one fish attack it. So I'm gonna switch to the Texas rig, and I'm gonna try the lizards. I don't think the lizards are a great color right now, unfortunately, because of the water clarity, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So Catch More Bass is striking me out right now, but I am also fishing like peak sun level right now. All right, so power baits, these are already getting hot. I should put them in my backpack. These are probably gonna stink. So let's check these out. So it looks like we have the shaky heads in a different bag. So there's the shaky heads. Actually, we're gonna go with the worm. We'll go with the worm first. All right, looks pretty good. Some power baits. This is my first ever power bait. I've never thrown power bait. I always watch Larry. He throws power baits. He's a big fan of the General, but otherwise I've never really thrown them. So hopefully maybe we can catch a fish on them And maybe Berkeley will have a fan. Oh, that was a fish. That was definitely a fish. I kind of want to work into that corner. I'm gonna have to go over there. I think what I think I might have to do is just, this is pure just warm water right now. And so at least in that fountain right now, there's circulating water. So it might actually be a little bit cooler for these fish. And I doubt my big bass is going through there. But I as much as I've had zero luck in that pond, I think that pond may have some better chances for us just right now. I mean, it's scorching hot right now. Scorching hot for these fish, I'm sure. All right, so again, there's our original pond. It kind of flows through here, but also there's drains leading through to other ponds. So I doubt any big fish have gone through here, but I know little bait fish and probably baby bass have probably made it through here. That's a bass. That's a big old hawk getting that bass out. So I'm assuming if you have a pond in your residency or resident area, you're probably gonna have to have fish to keep the bugs down. But maybe because of the fountain, it can be a little bit more active. But all right, I'm gonna grab my stuff. I'm actually gonna put it kind of midway. I think again, the crankbait's not gonna work well here. I'm surprised I haven't had a fish on the shaky head or the lizard. But we're gonna not give up. Persevere through the heat. Oh, what just happened? All right, so had a huge wind knot come through, had to cut off, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna switch back to the worm, and that was because that was the only thing that I actually had a bite on here. So I want to try this out again. We'll give it another fair shaky worm. See what I did there? My leader got destroyed on that one. I don't know what happened there though. Oh, I can already start. Oh man, I can start to see my backing. All right, so I'm gonna just start walking around, I guess. I mean, I'm just not getting any. I thought maybe I had a singular bite. Oh, this looks a little cove, a little calm cove over here. Actually, there's a little bit of movement right here, right in front of me. But I think there might be carp in here. I'm not 100% sure. So I'll say right now, I don't think it's the Shakespeare Catch More Fish box's fault for today. I think, oh, I just got a little nibble. I think it's, oh, I lost it. I think it's partially mine in the sense of time of day I'm fishing. Oh, I had a fish though. That's saddening. And it felt pretty good, but my drag was pretty loose. I forgot to tighten my drag after fixing the knot. That's unfortunate. Let's see if I can get him back. I think it's time of day. I don't know if these ponds are doing very well. Personally, it's hard to tell. Oh, I had a fish, guys. I had a fish. It was right there. Now, granted, I really can't complain too much because I've been out here for maybe an hour and a half. And so, like, I haven't really given it the box a fair shake as well. But I figured, you know what, we'd give it a shot. I mean, that was my first, like, good bite in here, too. I felt like that was a pretty decent fish. My drag was just set way too loose. Something right here. How much battery I got left? 5%. There was something right here. I just don't want to spook them. But I feel like the water clarity is so bad that I don't know if I can. We got a show. Got 5% battery. Got him. That threw it right on his head. This is a good bass too. This is a good bass. Good bass. Threw it right on his head. He took it as soon as I hit him. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Corner of the mouth. You're a good bass. What are those sores on your, are you breeding? That could be a, goodness. There he is. Battery, what's my battery at? 3%. I'm gonna change battery really quickly, guys. Okay, we're good. Just did a quick battery change. She's still right here flopping around, all healthy. God, these bass are warm. They're hot. This is hands down the biggest bass I've caught out of my honey hole ponds in a long time. He grabbed it as soon as it hit the water. He grabbed it. So we're gonna give him a nice weight. I think he's definitely over a pound. I'm gonna say he's probably like 1.3, 1.6, I'm gonna say. He's not crazy heavy. And then we'll get him in. There's bass. I bet they're bedding in this corner. I almost bet. I think that's what it is. They're bedding in this corner because I've had a couple decent bites in this corner right here. So let's see. See what he is. 1.7. I was pretty close. I said 1.3, 1.6. Definitely a good, healthy bass. 1.7. I will take it. Been struggling to catch fish. Let's get a nice picture. All right, let's send him on his way. Thank you for biting. I appreciate it. He's been out of the water just a little bit. There he goes. Oh my gosh. What a good feeling. I have been struggling. I'll take a 1.7 any day of the week. Not a huge bass, but honestly, biggest bass I have caught out of my honey hole. And again, I don't blame the Shakespeare box itself. I think it's time of day. That bass was warm. I think it's time of day. But I also actually think they might be breeding. I think they're potentially spawning right now. And I mean, I literally casted it right over there. And I'm pretty sure it bonked him right on the head and he just swam with it. I had to tighten my drag again. You know, I don't necessarily know what to tighten it to until I actually catch like a decent sized fish. So I tightened it, but it actually wasn't still not tight enough. So we're gonna see if we can catch one more. Again, I don't blame the box, but for $6, I can't complain. I really can't complain. I'm happy with that. I'm happy we have a fish on. I had to tighten my drag like basically all the way. I was in the mid of trying to tighten my drag, but also not lose the fish. So I much rather catch the fish than, unfortunately for you guys, be able to see it. Because for me, I just want to catch fish, you know? That's what it's all about. This water's bath water, man. That fish was definitely warm, hot. What's my overall opinion on the box? I mean, the stuff inside is cool. If you find it on sale for $6, I recommend it. Why not? I mean, the package alone of power baits is $5. But, you know, the spinning jig heads, those are cool. The little grubs, I mean, you can get those. You can get a whole pack of those for $1 something. So, I don't know. For $6, yes. Original price, $13. I don't know about that. But I'm going to throw it into that grass. There's a little pocket of grass right there that I think, like, on the other side, I don't know why I'm whispering, could hold some bass. Yep. Oh, yeah. That was a big bite. That was a big bite. Yep. Not a big bite, but a bite nonetheless. Bite nonetheless. A little bass. Good call out by me. Again, something small, but I'll take it. Yeah, I figured, I mean, why not? Why would you not be hiding out in there, you know? It's literally the only cover you got is that grass. There we go, little guy. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm trying to get you back in. I just want to look at you. Little guy, half pound. Maybe not, maybe 3/4 of a pound. No, I said 3/4 last time. I meant 1/3. Little guy. I'll take it. Thank you, dude. On that shaky worm. Again, I think that's really only right now the thing. I mean, maybe I could catch something on the that lizard, but again, like I said, $6, yes. $13, I mean, I don't know if they're charging you $13 because it's got a cool pole holder so you can throw your pole around it, you know, but I kind of want to try the lizard, but right now I'm just interested in catching fish. Again, somebody asked me, I know I talked about it already, if I would do challenges, and I said no, and then I was like, you know what, I got this box, this might be a fun challenge, but I don't like to put that pressure on me, like, you know, that feeling of you need to you need to catch a fish with everything, because that is a challenge. That's like a mental thing, right? Like catching everything on it would be fun. Catching a fish on every one of those lures would be a lot of fun, but if you don't, you feel like you didn't succeed. And so like right now, I'm catching fish on something that came out of that box, and it seems like they like it. And again, I got that box for $6 on clearance. So I find it pretty worth. All right, so we found out where all the bass are right now. Hooks up there. Feels like a decent one. Small guy. Oh, wow, you guys are aggressive. I was like, oh, that was a good hit. And I'm like, oh, this feels like a good size one. No, it's just a bluegill. Just a big fat bluegill. Big old fat bluegill. Don't stab me. Oof. Sorry, man. I just ripped your cheek off. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, dude. That's gotta sting. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Let's get you back in the water. Ripped his skin off there. God, dude, that thing hit like a freaking bass. Hit like a truck. Hit like an absolute truck. Well, you know what? Feels good not to walk away skunked. Admittedly, something you guys are gonna hear probably not too often from people making videos. I didn't know if I was gonna make a video today. Wasn't sure. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to just re-record this and try to do it again. And honestly, the fact, sure, I didn't catch any fish on anything else, but still a fun day. I want to see if I can catch one more bass. Now knowing where they're potentially at, I feel like they're in this area potentially bedding. All right, so if I can get a cast into that grassy little corner, that's a good one. So we're gonna work our way this way now, back towards the backpack, and see if we can catch anything. And if I don't, you guys will just see me on the way out of here. All right, caught another bass. So on the way back, towards my backpack, decided to throw one more time over into those. You have a bloody lip. That's not for me. Oh, your lips, I think they are. They're spawning, I think. Their tails aren't. Oh yeah, no, the tail's bloody. Tail's bloody. Oh, he's not bloody for me. Oh, no. Don't you do it. Ha ha, gotcha. Ha ha, gotcha. Worth it. But I decided to throw it. Oh my gosh, you are slippery. You are slippery, dude. Okay, as I was saying, hopefully you guys can see him because my camera's all shifted. But I decided to throw back into that corner as I was walking back towards my backpack and was getting packed. I was like, it's gotta be bluegill. No, it's bass, and they're spawning. Look at that tail. The tail's all bloody. Hopefully you guys can see that. His mouth is all bloody, so he's fighting off fish. I'm sure it's bluegill. Thank you, man. All right, well, I just wanted to catch one more bass. That guy was feisty. He wanted to get back to his bed. That was awesome. All right, so I'm walking out of here actually pretty happy. Now again, am I like, oh man, I found gold out of that box? No, not really. I mean, I found gold with the worm, but you can never go wrong with the worm, right? So, honest opinion with the box. I mean, now granted, again, I don't blame the box for me not catching any fish. I think it's midday, I think it's hot. I think these fish need a little bit something slower. But overall, I mean, the items inside the box were kind of, man, I mean, the EWG hooks were nice. The power bait lures were nice. The lizard and the shaky head worm. But otherwise, I mean, for $13 originally, would I have picked that up? No. For $6 on clearance, power baits alone are like $6, $5. Yeah, I would have picked it up. And it's nice to have some jig heads. It's kind of cool to have a jig head that can be basically a spinner bait, and I'm sure that will work in due time. But overall, it was a fun day. And I'm just hopeful that my pond, my honey hole, the original pond, starts picking up a little bit. I hope those fish are okay. So again, if you guys enjoy this content, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And you guys will see another video soon and see me soon, because we're going to a private lake and I've already had a ton of success there. So now that you guys know that, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.